Off the tail of the last questions, I have a 9-month-old daughter, and I don't want to be socialising her. And I want to find a better way of being around her when she's reaching for a PowerPoint and I go, I'm thinking, doesn't feel right. I know that in that moment of noticing her doing this thing that I don't want her to do, I can feel the discord of it. And I want to come straight into alignment.
Here's the thing.
And with her.
If you are mostly just observing what's going on, then it really is the right thing to do to stop her from stepping into the street, or stop her from chewing on an electric cord, or
which she does,
eating ground glass, or any of that stuff. Yes. It's the right thing to do in order to do your very best to keep her in a place of well-being.
Yes.
But the thing that we want to say to you, along with all of that, is you want your emphasis in your relationship with her to be about getting into the vortex and then offering your parenting. In other words, there is no good parenting that ever happens when you're outside the vortex. So if your child is behaving in some way that causes you then to be outside the vortex, usually it's the other way around. You're already outside the vortex, and that's why they're behaving in that way. But as you are outside this vortex, not tuned into who you are, not in alignment with all you want, and you're observing something, any action or behavior or discipline that you offer is not going to be effective. And that's why you feel the negative emotion, because you can feel that in your attention to what is not wanted, you are taking yourself further from what is wanted, not closer to what is wanted. So the theme of this gathering, we really want you to hear it, is get in the vortex and then have your conversation with your children. However, if there's danger lurking, jerk the cord out of her mouth. In other words, we're not encouraging you to go into la land and you say to the judge as he's taking your children away from you, well, I was in my virtual reality, and I was envisioning her living happily ever after, right before the bus hit her. In other words, we want you to be a responsible parent, but we want you to put more emphasis on seeing your child from inside the vortex. And that's really what you're talking about. You cannot keep your child from being socialized, because you are social beings. You live in this world. She was born into this environment for the purpose of integrating and socializing and defining what her life will be like. You're not wanting to deprive her from that. No. What you're wanting to teach her through the clarity of your example is that you predominantly see her because you intend to and because you work to from inside the vortex. In other words, when you, for example, let's say that she's doing something and it's not all that dangerous, because after all the house is really baby-proofed pretty well, but so she's doing something that worries you, and in the moment of that
worry, in the moment of that worry, in
the moment of that discomfort, you offer a clarifying, stronger decision about solution, about what you want. So now, as you continue to focus upon what's going on, what's really happening is you're depriving yourself of who you really are relative to her, and you're giving her behavior the credit for the way you feel, when it is not her behavior that is the reason for the way you feel. Because you can worry about her when she's asleep. You can worry about her when you watch a television report of some child that has disappeared. You worry about her because you frequent thoughts that are not a vibrational match to who you are or to who she is, you see. So when you feel that worry, stop and laugh about it and say, here I go. I'm having an out of the vortex thought. I'm using you, little one, as my excuse to separate myself from who I am. And who am I? I am a father who knows your strength. I am a father who knows your well-being. I am a father who wants to know it so supremely and wants to practice it so consistently that I imbue you with the same knowledge of your well-being, you see. You're not upset because of the danger in the moment. You're upset because you are depriving yourself of the true version of who she is. Of who she is. So go to the vortex and then have your thoughts about your children. Go to the vortex and then have your conversations with your children.
Yes.
Go to the vortex and then order your food. Go to the vortex and then order your airline ticket. Go to the vortex and then work on your computer. Go to the vortex, go to the vortex, go to the vortex, go to the vortex. Find any way to get in and then have your thoughts about the things that matter to you. Because thoughts that you have from inside the vortex will put you as a cooperative component to solutions, not problems, you see.
Great.
So then your child grows up and announces to friends or anyone she knows, you know, I just always felt so good when I was around my dad. He made me think that I could do anything. Whenever I wondered if I could do something, I just think about the way he looks at me, and I just know that he knew I could, and somehow that made me know that I could.
Yeah.
Oh, gee, you're lucky. You've got a dad like that. Was he ever mad at you? Oh, yeah. Yeah, he got after me a lot, especially in the beginning.
Yes.
But as time went on, I could tell that he began to trust me more. It was like somehow he figured out who I was.
Yes.
And because he figured out who I was, I never forgot.
Thank you. I have just one more query. That was really beautiful, thank you. Can you please